இந்த clipல என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்னா the potential energy. So now we are just going to discuss the topic potential energy. So potential energy means actually any object which is at rest at the time how much of energy is stored, that is called potential energy. So any object which is at rest, then at the time how much of energy is stored, that is called potential energy. Just to go to the enter the clip here. First we have to discuss the examples of potential energy. From this we frame the definition. First example, before to go to this example, concept of potential energy. What is potential energy? Two definitions there. Any object which is at rest at the time energy stored is called potential energy, or energy possessed by a body due to its position or configuration. Due to its position or configuration. So energy possessed by a body due to its position or configuration. If the position is at rest at the time how much of energy is stored, that is called potential energy. So potential energy is the stored form of energy or mechanical energy. Potential energy is the stored form of energy or mechanical energy. Okay, two definitions are there. Energy possessed by a body due to its position or configuration, or any object which is at rest at the time how much of energy is stored, that is called potential energy. Here one example, suppose if you lift one bag from the ground, if you lift one bag from the ground, the bag mass is m. Okay, then if you lift the bag at a height h from the ground, then what type of energy is stored? Potential energy. So if you raise any object which is at a height h, then the energy stored in bag is or object is potential energy. Take elastic spring. The elastic spring, what type of energy is stored? Elastic potential energy is stored. Here change in configuration. So elastic potential energy is stored. So in bag, to lift the bag from the ground at a height, or elastic spring, these two types of object contains a potential energy. Okay, here first you consider these two are the examples for the potential energy. So one more type of potential energy is there. The type of potential energy is called gravitational potential energy. What is by gravitational potential energy? If you lift a box or bag anything from the earth at a height h, then we have to do certain work done. We have to do certain work done. So if you lift a box from the earth at a height h, then we have to do certain work. Here the gravitation field is a force field. So we have to do certain work against the gravity. We have to do certain work against the gravity. Then what type of energy is stored in the bag? Gravitation potential energy. Gravitation potential energy. Okay. Next, we are just going to the detailly the derivation of the potential energy. Derivation of the potential energy. First, here you consider so many objects which are just flying, just like a kite, or any person just fell down from the tower, clock tower, or the bird is flying, or the plane is flying, or kite is flying like that from the bridge. So what type of energy is stored in these events? Gravitational potential energy. So here we have to discuss the derivation of the gravitational potential energy. First you consider the mass of the ball is m on the earth. Then if you just apply certain force on the ball, what type of force? F. So the F force applied on the ball of mass m to a height h, to a height h. So what is the actual work done? Force into displacement, force into displacement. Here the work done is to lift the ball at a height h by a force F. So instead of displacement, we have to use the notation h. So work done equal to, there is a force into h, force into h. Actually, force means in horizontal direction. If you push the ball, then its mass will be accelerated. Its mass will be accelerated. But here in vertical direction, according to Newton's second law, I will write this F equal to ma. That is, mass will be accelerated by acceleration a. But in vertical height, you apply force to a height h, then the ball just moves in downward direction, and the ball just moves in downward direction towards the earth. Now what acceleration acting on the object? Acceleration due to gravity is acting on the object. So acceleration due to gravity, what's the notation? Small g. So here the a is replaced by small g. Horizontal direction means small a, vertical direction means small g. So f equal to mg. This is the second equation. So what then equal to f into h, first equation, f equal to mg, second equation. Now already in the order notation is the f, you substitute these values putting the second in first, what happened? The mg into F means mg into h, mgh. So the work done or potential energy stored in the ball is nothing but mgh, mgh. Okay. Next, we are just going to discuss the topic law of conservation of energy. So what is the law of conservation of energy? So law of conservation of energy means energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can transform from one form into another form. Here you consider this clip. Actually, mechanical energy two type is there. One energy is a kinetic energy, another one is a potential energy. Kinetic energy means the object which is in motion. Potential energy means the object which is at rest. The object which is in motion is called kinetic energy. The object which is in motion at rest is called potential energy. So if you add these two, potential and kinetic energy, what happened? That is causes motion. That combined effect of potential energy and kinetic energy is called total energy. Here one energy is transferred to another form. One energy is transferred to another form, but anyhow total energy is conserved. Total energy is constant. So if you add the potential energy and kinetic energy, the total energy, so the energy is conserved here. So one energy is transferred to another energy. Potential energy is converted to kinetic energy that causes motion. So the total energy, if you find potential energy plus kinetic energy, that is a constant. Then what's the definition for law of conservation of energy? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can transform from one form into another form. Already we discussed it. Electric energy converted to kinetic energy, fan. Electric energy converted to light energy, electric light. Okay, like that only the conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy.